And hello, everyone. I'm your host, Get Good Fox. Welcome back to State of Decay 2 Lethal Zone Beta. Hyper Community World Tour is continuing with today's review on Pterodactyl Ptark. So, here we are in Pterodactyl Ptark. It's located in the town Spencer's Mill. I was about to say it's in the northeast part of Trumbull Valley, but that's because in Heartland, this part here is kind of cut off, and you can't actually go there. And so, no, it's actually kind of in the middle of the map, though I would consider Farmland Compound the real middle of the map, but I guess technically it's kind of in the middle of the map, but I'm going to go ahead and say that this is in the northeast section of Trumbull Valley because there's no base over here. The base itself, it costs 400 influence, or 500 influence to get in. You need 4 people to move in, and what you're looking at is a large facility slot and 5 small. One of them is indoor. Once again, you can tell which one is indoor and which one is outdoor by the little shaded color here. There's no shaded color here, which means, you know, that's just the way you can tell. And then you've got several built-in facilities. We've got this trailer park storage. It's already maxed out. Nothing you can really do to it. Technically isn't as good because you can't upgrade it into the final forms of the storage. It's basically equal to a level 2 storage. You just didn't have to upgrade it. I think that's fine, though. You don't really need the fully upgraded things. There's nothing special about the command center, just, you know, normal everyday command center. And then you've got a soundproof latrine. It gives you 10 morale by default. You can clean the toilets for another 10 morale. That's times everybody, so that's like 10 and now 20 morale times everybody in the community. And if you have a plumber, which is an advanced utilities skill, you can get another 10. Another passive 10, don't have to hit any buttons. And that would give you 30 morale from one facility, which is not bad, actually. Pretty good, I'd say. And then you've got the trailer park beds. This is a pretty forgettable bonus. It's just 5 beds. If it had a facility slot, you could put in a, what do you call it, a white noise machine, and you'd get another 10 morale. So, overall, lots of building options for such a small base. If you compare this to other, you know, 4-man bases, this is absolutely fantastic. But if you compare it to Providence Ridge early game bases, not quite as good since they give you 2 large facilities. You basically, Rusty Rosie's would basically trade 1 small facility, so you'd have 4 small, and you'd have 2 large. 2 large, 4 small, that is fantastic. And then you can go a little further to Weston Builder Supply, and then you'd have 6 small, 2 large, which is just unreal. So, what I've got built in here is I got a trade depot. You can do either. You can do trade depot, lounge, whatever you want. I just put that here, whichever of the 2. That's kind of the reason why you want 2 large facilities. But the smalls that I chose, just a pretty standard setup. You got your infirmary. You've got your workshop, you've got your gym and your shooting range, you know, gym giving you extra 20 health. Note that I didn't level it up. That's because, 1, I'm kind of lazy, and, you know, I didn't think it was necessary to fully level it up, but also there is a tactical reason. When you level it up, it actually costs 1 building material per day. If you look over here, we're only losing 1, technically 2 building materials per day, but our workshop is providing +1. So we're really only losing 1 building material per day, and that's because none of these this here, not losing any materials. This over here, if I had upgraded those, we would be losing 3 materials per day, and that's why I just no reason to upgrade them. In addition to that, we've got the still. The still, if you've got a 5th facility slot, put in a still. Still allows you to make money effectively. That's what we're doing right now with brewing the beer. And yeah, that's what I would put into the base. Overall, and in the meantime, if you're wondering what we're going to do, we're going to head on over to the Red Talent FOB and we're going to clear out the play guard so that we can actually move into the next base. But what do I think about this base overall? My thoughts are that it's really good for a 4-man base. It's definitely not the most insane 4-man base we've seen. There's definitely been better ones, but it's still really, really good. And when you get into this base out of Checkpoint Delta, which you definitely want to do because Checkpoint Delta is awful, it's going to feel really good. That's the first thing I'll say. So The fact that we're in Trumbull Valley, you know, I'm not really going to hold Providence Ridge against it. The fact that there are better bases in Providence Ridge doesn't really matter when you're living in Trumbull Valley, because Trumbull Valley has its own benefits. So overall, it is a really, really nice base. You get a lot for a little, and it's really easy to kind of sneak out of this base. It's really easy to escape. Now, you will have to clear some plague guards. It's unlike... I have played a game where the base didn't have anything protecting it, no plague guards blocking, but that happens very seldomly compared to the amount of times where it is being blocked, like such as this playthrough. So you probably... odds are good that you will have to clear plague guards to move in, but aside from that, it's a really fantastic base, and it comes with like a very high recommendation. The only weakness of the base really is I feel like it has one too many small slots, and it really just needs, you know, for a starting base, 2 small, or two large and 4 small. That is really good. I mean, I think it's really tough to beat the offering of Rusty Rosies. In fact, the only thing that's really going to beat Rusty Rosies is... Oh, I wonder if I can fit in here. Yep, I fit. I'm like a cat. If I fits, I sits. But in this case, if I fits, I drive. But the only thing that beats Rusty Rosies is the other base in the region, and that would be, what do you call it, Weston. So we've got one here. I want to locate them both so that we don't, you know, we're on a timer when we do scent block. We got 5 minutes to scent block. Let's make sure. Let's just take a moment to locate them real quick. Also, I am aware that Peter is tired. We're just going to drink a little bit of coffee to destroy these plague guards because, well, I need to get his standing back up. His standing is right there. Juice is standing back up, and he's going to be fine. Please don't interrupt me, Ferals. I understand that you love car doors and stuff, but you really just cannot interrupt me. But like I said, the fact that... Let me guess, that's it right there. Yeah. So the fact that it's really good to get to a base in Providence Ridge, that doesn't matter in relationship to Trumbull Valley. Highly recommend this base. The only weakness is, like I said, you only get one large facility, which means you do have to pick between a trade depot and a lounge. Unfortunate, like I said, having the 2 of them together is just so strong. It's so good. But, you know, you can't always have everything, and you don't need it. Just one will get the job done. It's just you got to pick between the 2. Which should you pick? You may wonder. It just depends on what you need from your base. If what you need is materials, like if you feel like your skills are fine where they are, then go with the trade depot. But if you feel like your skills are the problem, then go for the lounge. Also, remember the lounge gives you an absolute truck ton of... Oh, we might be able to... Oh, never mind. Thought I might be able to one-shot the plague art with a bloater cloud. Yeah, if you ignite an actual bloater, not a bloater bomb from the explosives, but if you actually ignite a bloater, then you can score a one-shot on even a lethal zone plague art, so pretty neat when it happens.
Now that worked great. It's damaged. Just gotta keep at it.
That thing is toast.
That should mean a lot fewer plague zombies in this area.
Now, since we got the scent block, you know, we can just make a nice quick escape. Let's see how our standing did after that. Look at that, almost maxed out. Very awesome. Let's knock out this one now. So, but yes, I would highly recommend just getting in there and claiming the base, because the truth is that you just need to get out of Checkpoint Delta. One thing I will say is that in your desire to get out of Checkpoint Delta, it may be better to go for Echo Labs. That would be this landmark location right here. And that's because you saw how easily I destroyed that plague art with bloater gas bombs and a pyro launcher. Well, if you want to do that too, and you don't have an advanced biochem station, well, one of the things you can do is simply claim the Echo Labs. Echo Labs will cost, you know, a little more, and cost 1,000 influence to claim, but let me tell you, it's well worth it because it's just going to make everything so much easier. Because you're going to be able to build your own supply of bloater gas, and they're not expensive. I want to point out that bloater gas is not expensive. In fact, let's just look at the price right here.
That should mean a lot fewer plague zombies in this area.
right here, you could see that we do have chemistry, so I think we're getting 1 extra bloater gas. I think you normally get 3, but it just costs 2 fuel, 3 chemicals, 40 parts, and 6 samples. That's really not that big of a deal. Like, 2 fuel, you get, so basically 1 rucksack of fuel will get you 2 batches of the stuff. And like I said, that's pretty fantastic. Like, it's hard, it's gonna be tough to beat a deal like that. Let's go ahead and claim one of these nearby outposts. And if you do that, basically, instead of going into the base first, by claiming... Ooh, can I sneak in through here? Yeah, looks like it. Basically, by claiming the Echo Labs, which is going to be your Plague Heart killing engine on this map, then you can easily clear to any base you want. So you could, if you wanted to skip past the Pterodactyl Ptark, you could, by first capturing the Echo Labs, building bloater gas, and then, I don't know, maybe you want to skip into this base instead? Look, this base only has 2 Plague Guards covering it. Yes, you would need more influence. You need 3,500 influence, but you could absolutely do that. But in a typical playthrough, you want to play it safe, this is one of the ways that you absolutely could play it safe. Would I recommend playing it safe? Yeah, especially if you're on Lethal Zone, especially if you're still learning the game, playing it safe is great. And the good news is that you're not going to be held back by Pterodactyl Ptark. Pterodactyl Ptark, even though I am suggesting possible alternatives to it, it's not because it's a bad base. I'm only suggesting it because you might want more than 1 large facility at a time. Another option would be Tranquility Factory. I probably still go for the farmland compound. Nothing really wrong with Tranquility, but I feel like if you're gonna, that's just what I would do if I was to skip past the Pterodactyl Ptark, because once again, it is a pretty good base. The one thing I want to talk about is, so what is the problem with all of those small facilities? Normally it's not a problem, and it's really more of a nitpick than anything, and that's because in the beginning of the game, although sure, you can do something like, wow, I can build a... Who do I want to use real quick? Somebody who's good at looting. Powerhouse Resourcefulness. Basically, although you would have all these great facility options, if you're playing on Lethal Zone, well, it's going to be kind of hard to even fill those up. I'm not going to lie. You need so many building materials just to fill those slots up. And then on top of that, you do have to pick between which large facility you want to use. It's kind of like, I don't know, what are you going to do? Like, how are you even going to take advantage of any of the stuff that you can build? Because you're going to be hurting for building materials so early in the game. Now, yes, it's good that it lets you stretch your legs out. It's nice that you can actually build something larger. But the thing is, as far as an early game base goes, the odds of you really being able to utilize it aren't super great, I'm afraid. So that's why I'm not, like, really excited about 5 small facilities. That's why, like I said, I think that Rusty Rosie's is great. You get the 4 small. Well, what do you need with 4 small? You just need a workshop and an infirmary, and then you could build your gym and your shooting range. You get the 20 stamina from the shooting range, 20 health from the gym, so you get your character buffs, and you get weapon repair, vehicle repair, health restore. So I just don't really see a whole lot of need after that. That's why I don't even think it's a problem to go into Rusty Rosie's and then skip in the Weston Builder Supply. That's really the issue, though, with, what do you call it, the Pterodactyl Ptark. One thing I want to say, just as kind of, like, a trollish thing, that was a hit. People say that, oh, Fox, you just have bad aim. I do not have bad aim. That was a hit. It just whiffed right through it. But, is that a feral? I don't think that's a feral. I'm gonna grab all this loot, might as well while we're here. What's your skill? Endurance? Okay. But yeah, that's overall what I think about The Pterodactyl Park. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, does it live up to its name? So Pterodactyl Park is supposed to be called Jurassic Junction. It's the nickname for it is Jurassic Junction 2, the quote-unquote re-junction. No, it really doesn't, and that's because it just doesn't have a good blend of facilities. What if it was what if you had a small, wait, like, get this, just thought of an idea.
Might be too much to carry.
What if you had a 5-man base that had 3 large facilities, but only like 1 or 2 small? How about that? Now that would be really weird, wouldn't it? There'd be nothing like that in the game. Or what if it had 3 large facilities and no small facilities at all? Now that would be a weird base, wouldn't it? It'd be unique. I don't know if that would be good. I'd have to like... I'm trying to think now, what would I put in there? I'd probably do... Oh man. I would do the hospital, trade depot, and lounge. Now, I wouldn't be able to repair my weapons, but I'll be honest, you can play without repairing your weapons, and that's because as you loot areas, you will find more weapons, and then you can just, like, when your weapon breaks down, just, like, dump it or sell it, and then just get a new weapon after that. Yeah, absolutely, like, and yes, it'll suck not being able to build your own, repair kits, but, like, you could do that too, to be totally honest. Maybe I should have claimed this one. Yeah, maybe I should claim this one.
I wonder if that's actually blood I'm tasting in the air.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Let's remove this one and let's claim this one here. Mainly because it's just all the spacing is a little bit better.
That's a screamer.
Of course it is. Oh, and the zombies are screaming too. It's just a party here now. Well, the good news about this location, it's got this nice little ladder right here. So if I'm feeling lazy and I don't want to deal with these guys, I could just do this. Where'd the screamer go? So I'm just gonna fire something over there, and that's because hopefully those other zombies will just be distracted by it. I don't think it'll be very effective though, to be honest, because once I start burning these guys, it's probably going to bring them over here. Or maybe not. I'll just fire one over here. Like I said, hopefully it'll, yeah, look at that, it's gonna lure them over there. Yeah, go to the cookout over there. Don't go to the cookout at my outpost, or soon-to-be outpost. Go to the cookout in the middle of nowhere. That's right, zombies. If you're wondering, why is it working despite the fact that I'm firing a gun myself, it's because, yeah, the pyro launcher does make a sound when it shoots. There's no doubt about that. But the order of the sounds is important. The order of the sound, zombies move towards the last sound that they heard, assuming that they're not alerted to you and they're like not actively chasing after you. So what happens is, yeah, sure, they hear the sound of me shooting, but then what they also hear is the sound of the pyro launcher ammo hitting the ground. And so they go after that instead, and that's why these guys all cleared out of the building. Pretty nifty trick, I think you'll agree. So let's go ahead and claim this. So yeah, this is a little more spacing. I think that's a good idea.
This place has plenty of potential if we want to invest some time.
If I sound a little weird, it's once again because my tongue got hurt, and now it's just a little bit on the, like I have a little bit of a lisp, and I'll probably have it until my tongue fully heals. I'm still good enough to, you know, do some videos and whatnot, but, sometimes, I don't know, my tongue basically feels really fat. And as a result, I keep thinking I'm gonna bite it. Let's throw this in here.
Pharaoh, not good.
Of course. Or not? Question mark?
We've completed the project. Good job, everyone.
Oh, there you go. Trade depot's done. We need fuel, so let's go ahead and call in the fuel trader. Good.
New arrival wants to do some business.
I'll just bet they do.
I'm at your base, and I've got your fuel.
Let's go ahead and make some more beer. And here's one thing we can do. We now have the drone recon. I'm going to go ahead and activate that.
To check this place out.
And the reason I want to do that is because the drone recon allows us to scan buildings more effectively. So let me just mark this waypoint right here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a good kind of like makeshift survey car. So I'll just drive right here and stop, and you'll see these buildings start to get... Look at that. Look at the range on that. Amazing. Now, the good thing about this is that we get to reveal all the buildings. Obviously, that's really nice, but part of revealing all the buildings means we get to reveal all of the plague arts. So I can find all of them. It also lets you find any, you know, off-the-road kind of locations, and it's not that expensive. The only downside to it is that when you have to re-hack, the hacking takes a little while, so you can't really have the drone recon on 24/7.
You still working on that thing?
There we go. So look at how quickly we scouted this entire town. Just awesome. There's one right here that we missed. And you never know where those plague arts are hiding, so try to be thorough where possible. But with the drone hacking, we are able to get kind of like impromptu mapping. Basically become like an instant cartographer. It does mean that technically you don't need a survey car, because you can use this. It's just not quite as convenient as a survey car, to be totally honest, because, like I said, there will be periods of time where the drone recon is not available. But I guess you could make the counter argument that if you have a fast car, maybe you could just scout the entire area and be totally fine. We're just strolling right here through here, though, and we're just revealing everything on the way there. You could see it's revealing areas off the beaten road. You never know. Sometimes there's stuff, especially if you're playing on a lower difficulty. If you play on a lower difficulty, you know, like I said, there's going to be like all of these extra areas, and they won't be pre-looted. So, I guess one of the disadvantages to drone hacking is that you do need a computer guy. So that means you do have to spend... Let me see if we can scan that building through the... just through sheer range. This building here. Now it looks like I will have to get closer, unfortunately. So many plague zombies here. You would think that there would be a... Oh, that's interesting. The rodeo is a food location. Good to know.
Oh dear.
And yeah, that's... And like I said, helps you find all the plague arts. On Lethal Zone, you know, oh! No, you don't. I would prefer you to keep your farts inside of your intestines. Where they belong, not in my car. So hopefully that's a nice little trick for you. It definitely works. And so if you want to rapidly scout the map, those are your two options. You can either use a survey car. Problem is that it's pretty rare. Where did I go? I feel like this is the wrong... This was not the right way. Doesn't matter. All roads, in the end, lead to Rome. Or you can use drone hacking. And like I said, drone hacking works in the pinch. And you could if you spend some time just driving around in a fast car, get like I don't know, like a Trumbull 4x4. That's a really fast car. Didn't somebody need help over here? Who needs help? Oh, these guys. Oh, we got food with us. We got food with us. That's right. We picked up some food along the way. So special deliveries. How do I get there? We'll take the little... This time we'll actually drive on top of the new makeshift bridge rather than down below it. Or I will crash into a road barricade. There we go. Every time we drive across there, they always have to be like, this bridge doesn't seem like much, but it's actually pretty sturdy. And then you get a little bit of influence, too. Don't ask me why.
Well, that was loud.
I'm glad you could help.
Alright, that's gonna put him friendly.
Right. Later.
What do you have to trade?
Of course.
Or we'll get zombies, that's also an option. Wow. Charging right past everybody, I see.
Good to see you.
Too bad they weren't friendly, because then we would get another bonus, but, you know. Building materials. Normally I'd be overjoyed to see that, but since we have transferred this community over, we're actually okay on the building materials. Surprising.
I need to head home. You take care, okay?
So that's the indicator that our drone hacking has ended. But give it a moment and it'll come back online and we can do it again. And like I said, look how thoroughly we were able to reveal this area. So I think it's worth doing. I think it's a pretty decent bonus overall. Who else needed something? Family memento, rolling out the welcome. None of these are time sensitive, so I really could care less about those. Let's head back to this area. I want to, if we have time, I want to loot some of the priority locations before. Because there's always a little bit of loot in each area, and we don't need that much loot, but, you know, a little bit of fuel would go some ways. Mainly because we use the fuel both for driving, and once again, I did show you how the bloater gas grenades, they do cost fuel, so if the plague arts aren't giving us fuel in return, then sometimes we can run out of fuel in a pinch, but it's still definitely worth it. Although also we have the fuel trader back home, so we definitely have some business to do. Oh god! Oh my god! Oh man! Oh man, that could have been so much worse. It could have, I mean, it was the bloater's fault. He was unaware. He had his back turned. All he had to do was turn around, and he could have had me right there, but no. Keep in mind, it's not the end of the world if you crash into a bloater zombie. It's not the end. There is time to get out. You gotta be a little quick. Also, it can take a bit of discipline. But if there's a bunch of ferals chasing you, you might actually want to stay in the vehicle and drive farther away and just accept that you're going to get the blood plague. You can use healing items while you are in the car to fight back against the damage that it's doing to you. And sometimes that's just what you got to do. I'll be completely honest.
Hope I didn't miss anything exciting.
And if you're really, really worried about getting, like, blood plague infection, remember that you do have this right here. You've got primary care. Get it to level 3, get a pathologist. You get 45% plague infection when you activate this. It's 3 medicine per hour to do it. But a 45% chance to resist infection means every time you get an infection, about half of the time, you will cancel it out. You'll still take damage. Like, your health will be hurt, but you might not show any signs of infection. You might completely cancel it. So a zombie might bite you, and then you'll be totally fine. Like, you won't get any infection from it. It can be very, very handy. You may notice that I don't use it too often. Once again, that's just due to, like, experience in the game.
I could really get used to feeling like shit's going our way.
But it's a very handy thing to know how to do. Let's buy all of these. I also want the fuel canisters just because it prevents us from having to use our fuel. Zombies being nosy. You know, one thing that's neat about having a trader here is that the trader actually adds to our base defenses. Throw that in. I'll take all the fuel I can get.
What do you have to trade?
I'm on board with that.
And while he's here, let's just see if there's anything to sell. Might as well. Because we also need money. Oh, remember we made the beer. Let's go sell the beer. Oh, look at all these luxury items. This is great. I'm just going to go ahead and dump these as well. That must be our beer. Oh, look at all those growlers of bar. Ooh, ooh. This is going to be great. We're going to earn tons of money. I didn't realize we had been stockpiling.
Let me see what you got.
Okay, sure.
Fine Italian wine, 102. Sanitary pads, 102. Sanitary pads. Dental floss. Fancy candy bars. Very nice. Let's grab some more. But yeah, you definitely want to do this. This is a great way to make some more money. Now, admittedly, if you really want to optimize your money for beer, you really need to have a, here, I'll show you. I'll get one of these
Okay,
and 4 of those. You really need to have knowledge of alcoholic beverages, because that's how you get your bonus barley wine. Okay, so here are the 6 packs of fresh craft beer. Each one is worth 51 influence. Let's just round it to 50. So you get 4 of them, so that's 200 influence. But if you've got the knowledge of alcoholic beverages, you're also going to get a growler of barley wine, right? And if you do that, then you're just going to get an extra 100 influence. So you're going to go from 200 to 300. That's like a 50% increase. Very, very worth it. You either need to have somebody in your enclave that has knowledge of alcoholic beverages, or alternatively, you need to finish the beer enclave. If you fully finish their storyline, they will gain the enclave benefit of knowledge of alcoholic beverages, sharing that with you without you needing to actually get a character with the skill in the first place. Anyways, I think that's good enough for today. Hopefully, I'm sure the regular veteran viewers out there, they already know all these tricks, but thank you for entertaining these perhaps not as new tricks for you. You know, there's a lot of new people out there. And as you know, I am both a teacher and an entertainer. So try to get people up to speed. Anyways, stay tuned. We're going to go into the Red Talon FOB, which is probably still bugged. So I won't be able to show you every feature of it. But if it is bugged, that'll be your heads up. Anyways, till next time, like the video if it was entertaining, subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. If you enjoy these casual base reviews, consider a small donation to the Fox Republic, the heart-shaped like-dislike button down by the bar. You can do a one-time tip or become a channel member, and it's only $5 a month. Not too bad. It's basically similar to Twitch, which, by the way, you can also support the Fox Republic by watching some of my other content, like more stuff on Twitch. I've got a State of Decay 2 playthrough coming up on Twitch, and there are many that have already passed, and you can see those, including some of my stranger ones. So, I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe to my channel to get more State of Decay 2 content, and of course remember that you don't have to be good to get good.